following is a presentation of MRE Uno, Division 1. We all love a good rematch and a good storyline. But the rematch and the storyline is different when there's a little extra spice to the flavor. Let's start it off with Gerard G. Of course, he had his rematch against Aria, but that was a Super League rematch, not a regular season rematch. He took care of business 4-2 with a little instinctual power play and finished the job. For G, it's all about redemption, though, and here's why it's about redemption. Probably the biggest upset of the round, other than Gone Cap, was Austin Rogers over Chomik. A guy that had never lost in round one. He bit the dust, though. Rogers used that low tier to perfection and crisped him up for a big win. And now he gets a rematch from G, from T2, the Aquatic April last year, where he took it to 7 and found the magic in 7. Both guys are going to be amped up for this one. It's G and Rogers. It's 4 in Tennessee. It's about to go down here in the El Diablo region. Hello, everybody, and welcome to the Tire 32, the final game of the night, the 4 out of 4. The old 4-pack is about to be opened up with a can of a rematch right here. G. Rogers. It's been a wild day, and what a wild day of results we've had so far. Let's get you to that schedule. And well, it started off pretty bright and early. 1 o'clock Eastern, 12 o'clock Central. We started off with a double pack, double shot of Yepez Drip and Edward and Radin. Of course, Yepez and Ed taking the wins 4-1 respectively. Yepez game was all about the top decks and really the luck, in a sense, from both guys playing the isolation. Yepez found a little bit more in the tank to outlast Drip. The Edward game versus Radin just was outclassed. Nothing he could have done much. Ed just had his number there. Then the last game, we just played Peter Nick in the old March battle. Peter with a big upset over the 1C Nick. Nick's gone. As Peter will move on to play Vapor, big win for him. He was just able to control the cards despite the game being pretty much low ammo toward the end of the game 6 where he got the hand. Not much Nick could do. Big shout to the Gangster, though. He wins the March Commander Cup for now, beating myself and Nick in the March Commander Series. G. Rogers is going to close us out tonight in the El Diablo region, as I like to call it, on the 10:15. Should be a go a little bit later than usual, but we're ready to go and ready to roll. Well, how did we get here in the pod? And as I said, this pod had been a little bit upset heavy. We look at last night. How about Nam Sting doing battle? And Nam taking care of business. Down 3-1. Found a way to get the 4-3 win. Huge win for Nam. He's back into the S16, the Sport Mode 16. First time in a hot second, I believe since T4. Jungle July as well. G and Rogers looking to join. Rogers been a real hot man since he's been to the S16. G, I believe, looking to get back there since, I want to say, might have been 2023, T5 or something. It's been a long time, though. It's been a hot minute for both guys as they look to get back in a little redemption tour. We'll see if G can get the redemption in a best of 7. Well, we're back on the table. We're going to join us in the booth. Is my man JT in the booth as we go to the scene. Jay, it's good to have you here, my friend. Obviously, you see enough coverage of both players in the past, and now T4. Thank you, G. Your thoughts on this game, because you have Rocky Top here, Riders coming off that crazy win against Chomik. And G with the minor upset over Aria. Of course, that game was more of a rematch where anything goes. But G's looking to get the revenge after Rogers took him to the distance and took it in 7 last year. Where do you think the key factors are going to be tonight, especially for the isolation game that we know G is known for, and Rogers going to probably be testing some of those early card lucks to begin with?
Absolutely, KT. Pleasure to join you up here in the commentary booth again with this one. I mean, Rocky Top Rogers, well deserved a takedown of Chomik in his victory in the round of 64 here to get to the Tire 32 round. And then G-Man, you're getting that win over Aria right there to move on. So, I mean, for these players to take down the opponents that they have, I mean, I've certainly, have been down that road too. I mean, you get to an opponent in which you think is a Goliath, you think it's a monolith that like it's going to be hard as heck for you to take him down, but then you're able to be strong and you get to advance. So yeah, it's well deserved by both players getting to this point. But of course, one's got to win, one's got to lose. But as far as like some of the key things we're gonna watch, you mentioned Gman. He's well equipped with the ISO plays, freezing players up and kind of reminiscent of what I see William Brockmaster in with the fades a bit. And he freezes up the player and forces the opponent to draw. So yeah, you say that's a move that G also has figured out. But I think it should be a good little contest here. You got these two young players with a lot of fire right behind them, and we'll see which one's going to be coming out on the winning end. Looking forward to it.
Yeah, absolutely. Thank you, JT, for that. We'll go over to our players now. We'll start it off with the home team. G, obviously, a little bit of unexpected home game. Obviously, everyone thought Chomik would get here. You had a rematch last year. Of course, you played Rogers in that old T2 battle in Aquatic April. We know Rogers is really famous for T2 runs. How are you going to prevent that tonight? And what have you learned in the little off time you had that made his game weak, though? I know he had more of that lower tier stuff that was working. But how are you going to get into his head tonight to get the win?
I mean, we'll find out, but again, it's another rematch I have, and like with most rematches, I just look for some redemption, and that's the main goal tonight. So see what we'll be able to do, and yeah, again, we'll go from there, hoping for a good match here. I would like to make it to the Sweet 16 again for the first time since Tournament 4 2023 has set on top of the show.
I will appreciate that, G. We'll go over to my man AR. AR, a crazy win against Chomik. You had to use everything. A little bit of that luck merchant, maybe a little bit with the lower tier stuff. You talk about controlling the pace. Same question to you. How do you get into G's head? Because this is a rematch where you took the business last year. How do you get to do a double up this year?
Just be yourself. Go out there and fight. All the practice you put in, and I don't know if you call it lucky. I won 4-1, so we'll see how that goes. I don't like that lucky talk because lucky's a 4-3 lucky card in the game, but 4-1 is pretty decisive victory. So, but G-Man's a really good opponent, but let the best man win.
All right, well let's get it riled up here. Of course, 2-2-1 trips one and a double deuce for the winning lottery numbers. Ryder's got the juice. He's ready to roll. G ready to roll. Been decisive. Let's begin. G, first game here. Of course, I've called many times. Is that 9? I'm an idiot. Yeah, okay. All right, we'll go 9 here. Sometimes I lose it with my math. We'll go 9 special right here. Let's get it done. JT on the call with me. Let's find out how G and Rogers will duel again in a classic rematch of Aquatic April. That was round 1. This is round 2. We'll start it off with the wild flurry here.
Yeah, check out this wild start. Everything is possible right here.
Anything is possible. Bad Brad and KG once said it best. Anything's possible. Let's see what G will do. He'll play it cool into the blue. Jay, you got to think the early... Go for it, man.
Yeah, I was going to say, yeah, the mid-tier start, I'm most, comfortable with that card selection. So definitely, mad props to that selection by G.
Yeah, he's going for the mid-tier. We'll switch action right here, though. From a good old AR-44. Now G and Rogers going to run the Reds as we go down to the DJ5 from Rogers. Close game. Scoreboard error. Going back to blue now. And 2-color box here for G. Looking like early for JT. Rogers going to go aggressive.
Oh, yep, that's a triple on the 5.
Yep, trips 5. Just need one more. There's the early Skittles from Gerard. Okay.
We have gone around the rainbow, break out the bag of Skittles, and feast away.
Absolutely, Jay. We're popping them out here early. Pretty good from both as we go back to the red. What is that, Quint 5? Holy moly. Here comes a G looking for a run to the finish. G for the run to the finish.
Could set up a triple right here against the Rogers.
Oh my.
Oh, wow, that is so lethal. What a great execution by G.
nasty right there. I don't think Rogers could have done nothing. Right, AR, you couldn't do anything on that one, right, buddy? Nothing you could have done there.
Oh yeah, no
Yeah,
doubt. I mean, that's straight
yeah,
up
go ahead.
just a godly hand. Good job though.
I mean, gee, I don't really have much to say, man. That was plan A. I mean, I guess a little bit maybe fortuitous light switching. That's probably all I got. Maybe forced it a little bit. Nothing really else to say. And a wild start to top it off as well.
My Wi-Fi took a terrible chose a terrible time to start lagging badly because I thought my thing didn't go through, but yeah, because I did not hear the last minute of that.
What's that?
I did not hear the last minute of anything said, and I was stuck on like the screen loading the +4 for like a minute. But
Oh, okay. Well, I said pretty much a plan A victory there. Maybe a little bit fortuitous on the light switching to get that early skills to enable the victory. Plus a wild start too. Was that a little fortuitous to start? I don't really got much to add. Pretty plan A gamer.
I mean, I felt good with the double +4, so I got a fortunate draw there. But even if I didn't have them, I was feeling pretty good with how that was rolling, anyways. +4 was just kind of the cherry on top of that, but that also leaves me a little concerned going forward because I would have liked to have that luck be. I would like that luck to be a little bit more spread out throughout the games rather than just getting a bunch of it early on. So I'm hoping I could at least get some of that going forward, and that the rest of the game is not just no ammo city, because that would not be good.
All right. Well, I don't have much to say there, Jay. I think it was a case of, as you said, mid tier, right? Sometimes you can go on and off about it, and yeah, plan A from really G. A little bit of fortuitous light switching and got the win. I don't got much to add. Let's keep it moving. All right, G.
Of course, yeah. I mean, to put it away that quickly, 89 seconds. I mean, those two wild +4s, like he had that plan A, like basically from the get go. But we'll see if Rogers is able to bounce back for the second one.
Oh yeah. We'll see how this one goes. G Note 9, everything free to go. We're gonna go one down, keep it in that mid tier. We'll go 8-pack crazy eights to begin. Short puts it in. Here we go. G looking for a 2. Rogers looking to split the homestand and get it back in his home territory. These games can go quick. We'll find out if it does. And we're in with it. Well, that's a great starter card there for G. His own +2. How about that?
Yeah, definitely a good flex by G. And I mean, if he's got another +2, I mean, that could be lethal, against Rogers, sending him back 6 possibly. See what he chooses.
Little bot flex there. G didn't have to do anything. Just sit back and watch that +2 off the start as he does a little dance right there. A little wave, excuse me. Here comes G, though, looking to move.
Oh, wow.
Okay. Gonna let Rogers make the first move. Let's see. Rogers is the guy to be aggressive. Let's see.
That's interesting. Drawing right off the get-go, unless he's got some other, plan he has in mind.
I knew that was coming. Aggressive.
Right there. You had to figure he might have went with that, and that's exactly what happened.
Yeah, you're gonna let him do his thing, and G will now reload with a full set of the OG variety on 13 now as we begin. G will play it cool. Here comes Riders looking for a continuation of the yellows. Let's see.
As he plays Stingray's card, who had suffered that close defeat against Nam last night in a Game 7.
Yeah, it's a classic series here as we continue to go into Camaro as they both start to run it up the floor here. Continuing the garage into the Camaro way. Here comes Riders looking for a switch, but he'll play clean. A lot of yellow to start the game here, JT. A lot of one color to begin with. Interesting.
Yeah, both these players just keeping it mellow as they run down that yellow. Although as the card count starts to go down, with Austin, he's only got 4. Could he be dry on the yellows, or is he able to use a number switch?
Ooh.
No, G's going to make a switch.
Well, that's a little heater right there into the KT blue. Let's see how Rogers copes with that. I think now the question becomes, there's Rogers with a double play. Now, G, does he feel confident that Rogers is running low? Or does he have a move? Let's find out.
Austin's down to dose. He's so close to tying up this series.
He is, but we'll see. G wouldn't have made that blue if it wasn't for something. That going to say, well, there we go.
Oh, man.
I mean, I know G. He wouldn't have made that move. He didn't have something in the old back pocket, and Rogers out of red. Here comes G now. Could be a case of the rabbit running a little bit toward his hair.
And G is just trying to steal Rogers' fire right now.
Here comes G, another monster play in the blue, and he's going to go back to that blue what he wanted. Interesting. He can get a little more creative right now. Let's see how Roger tries to put a stop to this. G being a little more creative so far. There it is, a little double.
Yeah, he's got a double. I mean, like, if you're the victim of that kind of move, I mean, of course, you're going to have some frustration. You're going to be like, dang it, I'm going to try and get that guy back. I mean, that's going to be a tempting thing to do.
Nothing really G does other than just dittos that. Now G down to 3. Riders, plenty of time at 7. He'll go into yellow.
Yep, that's what he liked earlier.
Yeah, G's out, so you gotta think here, JT, now with this ISO play, as we go into yellow 3, your thoughts on just as we go now to the green 3, is a little switch there, your thoughts on the early ISOs, because it appears both guys have used that tactically, other than Riders pushing the pace on that opening +2.
Yeah, it's kind of like, monkey see, monkey do for Rogers. I mean, he saw G, freeze him up as now he's trying to make the same moves, but G, he's gone down to Uno again. Can Rogers do anything to stop him?
Into that green now. We continue that green. What does Rogers have in the back foot? Let's find out. Is he a yellow? Or is this going to be a classic +4 to stop it? Let's see. Taking his time. No, G just has a chance to close it out right here. Double play, nothing. Big for Rogers to stop.
Yep, he's still got time. Both of them neck and neck at dose.
Rogers looking for check. Does he have check? G looking for a call out. We'll see. Oh my goodness. Well,
wait. Oh.
He's just got to play it. He's just got to say a color, I think. Wait a minute. Oh, spacing. Just redo the play then. Spacing. He's got the way. He's got to get the spacing right. There you go.
There we go. Yeah, Short's going to steer him in the right direction. And yeah, looks like Rogers may get it here and make this a 1-1 series.
Well, I mean, you got to think here, as long as he gets the play right, you got to think something was being saved in the back pocket, especially off that +2. There it is, into his own card. And he gets the win. We're tied at 1. I mean, I got to think right there, Rogers, a case of you were aggressive early, you wanted control. Was that a case of similar to game 1, where you wanted the control but you couldn't get it, and maybe those double +2s G delivered was the ultimate +4 or something in return? Talk to me about the ammo return you got there.
I mean, really, I got a lot of yellows back, so that kind of helped me out. But then I wanted to be aggressive early because it gave me that opportunity, and take the early lead. I knew he was going to hit me with a punch, so I knew that I needed to save that that wild that I got off of that +2 that he gave me, or +4, whatever he gave me. And so I kept that in my pocket and I drew because I had that card. I could have played it, and old Austin would have. I would have played that card, earlier in my career, but now I don't do that. I keep it. I draw back. I get the ammo I needed, and then I started just, cutting them down shortly and slowly.
Right, just like a tree, right? Sometimes you gotta chop down and keep chopping the wood, and eventually you get a fireplace. Gee, I agree. I don't think it was really beat to the punch. It was just a case of bad fortune right there. You got the top deck wild +4, but he had the ultimate save. Would you say so yourself?
Well, I mean, yeah, but also that would kind of be unfortunate if he lost to a bailout on that. I think that came down to a 50-50. If I had blue 8 was the last card I had. So if I played the blue 8 instead of the blue 6, I think I could have at least forced maybe a draw or something like that, and then play that blue 6 to get to the end. But yeah, that's how it goes sometimes. But I didn't feel terrible in that game, so that's a.
Did you draw that wild at the end at that last draw?
No, like when I was at Uno, I drew and I checked my deck and the +4 was right there. So I was like, if you don't finish this game, you're kind of screwed. But
right.
In the case there, G top decked it. Sure, you want to say something? Go ahead.
I do have a question though. Should I have not spaced the +4, or did I not space the +4 on that?
No, you messed up the first time. It was bad spacing.
Yeah, it was the +4. Yeah, that was what held it up.
There's a
Okay, I
couple
spaced
ways.
them. I got you.
There's
Yeah,
this is
just kind of
how
spaced it.
most
Yeah,
people
it's
do it.
the bot has lots of different ways you can get the job done, and those are the ways I usually type it. But you can the spacing,
See that.
it's sensitive with the spacing depending on if you space between Uno and P, but it all gets there in the end, so it's fine.
Multiple
Alright,
ways to
appreciate you.
skin the cat for sure. Yeah, it's just there's. Well, that was just a sample monkey. Please don't. But JT, early in this game, 1-1, pretty interesting on the lower mid-tier stuff. We're not seeing anything crazy. And where do you see the battle lines being drawn here? These first two games, feeler game for sure. The second game, first game was more Plan A. Thoughts on that early?
Yeah, it kind of was. And I mean that early, Plan A win by G. I mean it did give Austin a bit of an opportunity to kind of study, how he was able to execute on that win. And I'd say Austin he learned rather quickly with trying to mimic G the best he can. I mean, especially copying those ISO plays, and just trapping him on one color and trying to run. I mean, we saw him do it with the yellows, earlier in that second game. So I think it's a good, real learning curve that Rogers is taking. I think he's capitalizing on it pretty well.
Sure. Yeah, that's some of your best work right there in terms of just understanding the game from Rogers' aspect, JT. And I think G has been able to adapt as well in that game, get a little feel of it when they both were down to the punch in a sense of, okay, the number efficiency could be something to watch. There could be a little bit more of the ISO plays. G had double plays, right? Keeping it clean. See how it goes. Rogers, back to you, buddy. No wait. Game 3, first home game of the series. What do we got, my friend? All right, we'll go one down. We'll keep it OG. Keeping it rocking and rolling the ship. A lot of classic stuff. Just sure we'll put it in here, JT. A little mid-tier package, as we like to call it, and get into that lower tier.
Yep, so we're getting it on. Bad Brad is going to be starting at the Blue Deuce.
Yeah,
Looks like that's the contempt color that they're going to be content with running.
Yeah, it can go quick. I mean, this can go fast. You got to understand, this is a game of once you get into 4 or 5 cards on a 7, it's almost over with the red zone stuff. And here we go. Here's that moment. Down to 5 apiece.
Yep, from the basement up to the ceiling, from Ziemba to Nick, who lost to Peter in that thriller right there. Peter, moving on.
Well, how about a little triple throw on the 9s? We go to Brian Costa, trips 9. Will we see another rainbow into the red? We'll find out. For the Skittles, here comes Rogers, or does he play it clean here? No, plays it clean.
Nope, gonna go a couple down.
Yep, 2 down to Grim. G made the move over to yellow, maybe an undercut. We'll find out. He'll go for a double, and now he's got the lead. Rogers looking for the tie now. G with possession arrow. Here comes Rogers. Loading up, taking his time.
Choose.
See Rogers taking his time. Does he have a run to the finish, or maybe just a stopper right here?
Yeah, he really liked them yellows in the previous game. It's going to be a matter of if he's going to stick with it or go with something else.
Oh, that's game. That is game.
Whoa,
and Rogers.
Check that out.
Oh man, a heater from a triple play, and she won a bid to bust again. Rogers, a great call to go to 7, man. Talk to me about the early switch, because once again, you guys were both on a. That's a true beat to the punch. Plan A City. Nothing else to say.
Honestly, he caught me off guard switching it back to what did he switch it back to? Green that last time? What was it, yellow?
Yeah, yes.
Him switching it to yellow kind of caught me off guard because I had the yellow reverse. I was gonna do yellow reverse, I was gonna do what did it have? I was gonna do green reverse, yellow 7, and then call Uno, and then I was gonna play wild +4. So I had them. I think I had it both ways, but
Well, flex there. Okay, so you're going to go for the flex play. That would have been something. Okay. Yeah, I don't really have much, man. Well, once again, I mean, you guys have only drawn a combined 4 self-drawn cards. There's not much I really can say other than that was pretty clean. That was a clean, crisp game. I don't got anything. You're icing me out. All right, we'll go to G. G, you got beat to the punch. This one was a real beat to the punch. Is that maybe a little bit of? Can't even say whiplash because did you have a +4 with that, or what was up with that on that punch?
+4 green number. I think that basically just comes down to having home field, and sometimes that is the advantage with possession arrow on that. So,
Yeah, especially on
I
5-8.
mean,
Yep.
I mean, on game 2 was a bailout. I mean, the only feasible way I could have won that was a power play, which in the moment would have been a very stupid power play. But this one, maybe I could have pulled on it. Maybe I couldn't have.
Ignore.
Yeah, it's again kind of just taking that gamble to not that assume he doesn't have the finish and didn't. I could have power played to maybe win that, but I also maybe could have saved it later. I know I did have an early power play before my round 64 matchup, so yeah. I don't know. We'll see how game 4 goes, but it's been
High octane, a lot of ammo.
some quick games so far.
Yeah, that's the thing. Short. JT. It's been they both have been getting the ammo. That's the thing is it comes down to who's being to the punch, and when there's no really draw city, it's just one straight shot. It's almost a drag race, right? Who's gonna be at the tree? You're good. You're fine. Don't. No, that was just a +4 spacing. You guys are good. Don't worry. That worked. That was whatever you just typed in was perfect. Don't worry about it. You're good. But JT, now 3 games in, it's been drag race city here. Do you think we continue this momentum? Because right now, I would say both guys have had everything they want in terms of ammo. It's just possession arrows making the difference tonight. Old school game here in the sense of basketball.
Oh, of course. Yeah, and based on what I've seen these first 3 games, I like what I see. Like this is the kind of action that it's made it fun for me at least to witness. I mean, both players. I mean, they're getting a lot of great cards, lots of great hands, and they're able to make many good moves with it. Going back and forth between each other, and yeah, just controlling your ammo at the right time, and using it at the prime time is what you need to do. But both players are doing that exceptionally well. So. Austin's got the lead here. Can G tie it up, or is Austin going to try and keep running away?
Power play for both. We'll find out. Rogers, once again, my man, no 8, no 7, and we're going to keep it low, and we're going to go to 6. Going to get intense. G, you got some, or you just... Oh, okay. You good. G mutant up. Here we go.
Let's go gambling!
Rogers going for it here. Can he get the 3-1? He'll go for the 3... Oh. Yeah, yes, sir. We're going a little like limbo. Jay, big moment right here. How does Rogers turn up the heat, you think, on the 6 cards? Does he go aggressive? Let's find out.
Yeah, he's going to try and roll with it right here. I mean, he's got some of the colors right now, but he's going to have to switch right there.
She's going to go aggressive into the red. Let's see if that enables either player. Holy moly, trips 2. How about that? Trip deuces.
Yep, triple deuce. And let's see if a yellow deuce makes its appearance.
We'll get the
We'll have to
Skittles
find
again.
out.
Yeah, that'd be a crazy one on a 6 card to get a Skittles on a 6. We'll see. Rogers into the green. G now on the back foot just a little bit. And he's going to leave it open. That's big for Rogers to capitalize if he wants.
Ooh, yeah, that can be a risky play. G-Man leaving that +2 open like that. Nope.
Close it off. Let's close it. Yep, regularly.
Yeah, he'll get lucky. But number of switch there.
Back to the red. Okay. So now we're playing this 2-color ISO ball. G going for the 2 colors. This help Rogers. It will enable him for now early. To the red 3, half off special. G playing tricky with it with the yellow. Now trying to go into a minor Pandora's box opener. How does Rogers cope with it? He'll go to double monkey in the building.
Yep. Ditto it.
Here comes G looking for deuce. Wow, that is
Whoa,
unbelievable.
Blitzer.
The blitzer, he gets the job done, and man, we are not drawing much tonight. We are. I don't got anything. This is unfortunate. I don't have any questions. This is a case of just plan A. It's part of it. Damn.
Yeah, he had me on that one. I ain't gonna lie to you. I didn't have many. I had nothing but number cards, so I was just trying to make it as long as possible.
I mean, I think it's been just very plan A. Game 2, I don't think so. I think game 2, you gotta go a little bit plan B and C, but gee, I'm gonna have to say, man, I mean, that's the risk you take with 5-8, right? You lost one, you won one, been even series. What's your thoughts on just these quick, game for sure, plan B game. But game 1, 3, 4 have been plan A. What's your thoughts on it? Because we've been really in the same ballpark, 90 seconds or less on those wins.
Yeah, I don't know. I don't really love these series per se, but this is the one that's been dealt, so we'll see how it goes. I do have home field this time. Gonna look through what we have so far and think what I want to go with here. But yeah, we'll think about it here and we'll see what happens. But this is a big game coming up, Game 5.
Yeah, big game 5 coming. Jay, now it's 2-2. Really quick series. What have you seen? Maybe not so much in terms of the plan, but what have you seen in a sense with the bot? Right, we talk about the meta. Rogers no wilds. G and Rogers same +4s, pretty even on the skips and reverses. +2s, maybe 2 in favor of G, but 65 cards through 4 games. It's not much. Let's face it. That's what is that? 16 cards basically being played. 16.1. You can help me out there. 16.2. It's not much cards being played through 4 games. That just shows you the. In fact, if we're being really technical, these guys have only had 5 cards self-drawn, and Rogers only drawn 1 time tonight. That just shows you how Plan A it's been.
Oh, totally. Yeah. I mean, yeah, this has been nothing short of, a fantastic series. And with, so little cards being drawn, you can really see both players are making the most of what little they have. I mean, of course, they're selecting the mid to low tier card selections.
Of course.
But still, I mean, with what the bot gives them, they've both done a great job, making use of what little they have. And props to G getting 2 Plan A wins this series. And we're keeping up the quick pace. I mean, 3 out of 4 games, 94 seconds or less. And I believe it is going to be G's call, right, for a Game 5?
Yes. Yeah, absolutely.
So he'll have the call, and he can try and put things back into his court again.
Yeah, we got power play on the both. For both, we'll find out how it goes. We'll go over to GG. No 6, no 9, no monkey special. We'll go to 11. Here we go.
I just want to say this. It's like we've had so many stream double headers where like the first game is like really fast, and then you feel like you have as a host or as a commentator, you have an adrenaline crash because the second game is like a lot slower. But this time it's the opposite. We had a really slow, methodical kind of series with Peter and Nick earlier, and now we are like flying through. I have not experienced the reverse of the stream doubleheader going this way. It's pretty crazy.
Let's go back the other way, please. That's where I like. That's where I cut it. I don't like this no question stuff. This don't feel like a normal KT stream of 20 questions. This is like they're icing me out. Cap, you here? Anyway, we'll see. But anyway, you got to roll with what you're given. I do like my fast call. So Jay, I've been feeding you these questions. I've been feeding you like a running back. I got to ask right here. I was just about to think. Do you think this switching could be a little bit different now with, let's say, 10 plus? Thoughts on that? With the first start of 10 plus?
It could be. I mean, we I know in the Nam and Stingray match that I did yesterday, like I think one of them picked a 10 or 11. No, it was a 14 card start, but then they finished the game in like just over 2 minutes. So it could be a possibility, that could be happening. We'll see how quickly they want to keep up the pace.
G and Rogers now, of course, into the yellows here as they continue to run. Already trying to play this 2-color ISO ball. Here comes AR. He's going to go into Camaro 8. Got to think here now, Jay, with this, and there's the switch again in the red as we continue to run the Pandoras, widening it out. Got to think with the pace being so lethal at the moment, as there's a ditto play, the potential enabler could be who's got the run. G's going to draw. That's not many. Like I said, he's only done it 5 times tonight, and Rogers draw. That's finally we might get into the draw city. We'll see.
Yeah, now this could be the first time in where, both players are going to be backpedaling and drawing back.
Well, never mind.
Definitely
Just
not
like that. Now he's going to open up the floor right there into the old sea green, and that will not be a Pandora as we're waiting for the old ice blue. Big moment here for Rogers to go into that. G, let's see how he responds. G loading up here, taking his time now. Really taking his time here, thinking this one through.
Yeah, he drew the last 2 times that he had his turn. Oh!
Little Caesar and O'Brien, +2, sends Rogers back, and it's an old scoreboard flipper. Get the Dolphin out. All right, now we'll see how Rogers responds back. He wants control, but this time he's going to do a little test on G with the green LaPlante 5. G will roll into the Vapor 6. We go 1 up this time. Here comes Austin. How does he combat this? Pace is continuing to be up and up we go. Jay, let's see if Rogers can cope. He still copes. Now can G cope on the green, or is it going to be a switch off?
Yeah, there go Rogers with that half-off play. As a green is what these players have settled on right now. But, of course, you can't predict, if G is going to be, making a rapid color switch, which we've seen him do lots of times already.
Yeah, both guys have been able to do that. Like I said, very low. And it's a power play.
There we go.
Oh,
how
man,
about this?
Gonna be another one where it's just gonna come down to it. And you know what? Respect the game. Respect the process right there. You can't send him back with 6 cards and not think something's gonna go. Return G, gonna go double plays here to finish it off and get the win. And he's up.
And he does it.
Yep, no power play though remaining in the series, but a big win. We'll go G out real quick on the log. Was that minute 45? 2 minutes, 2? What was that? 3:02. Okay. It's a little bit longer than we've seen. G, big move, similar to, I guess, the Aria game where you just felt you had to make the move, take the 3-2, and let bygones be bygones on the power play. Talk to me about that game. Really was more the switching. It was important, but I think it was more that just that 1 or 2 draws. Did you get something magical off that, or were you just buying your time to maybe make a back-end run?
I mean, most of that was just kind of stuff I had at the start. I mean, it was a hand I could work with. The real big problem for me was getting rid of that red 8. So the fact that it went to a draw city wasn't the worst thing in the world, but I mean, I was looking at the board, I was looking at what Rogers was playing so far, and I couldn't risk leaving it at Uno on that one. I felt like he was going to at least have some sort of option to block that or maybe throw me back and put me in trouble. So jump for the power play there to make sure I have that game locked down, and I have the confidence to be able to get a win here to close this out without the power play. But yeah, going to be interesting how this goes. I'll be curious to see how Rogers uses the power play, especially whether he decides to go for a game 6 or a game 7. So, but knowing Rogers, he might try to save a game 7.
Rogers will go to you, man. Obviously, the save is potentially there. You got the power play advantage. Was that a case of maybe you had nothing in the back foot to really make a run? I know the +2s haven't been working out in your favor. You got half of those there in that one game. What's been the biggest difference? I think maybe in terms of just the higher starts you got to work on, or do you think it was a case of, hey, fair play, G had most of the stuff, just had to accept it?
I mean, yeah, it's just fair play for G right now. I mean, I've not had great card luck on the starting rounds. Most of my wins have come off of getting something on like draws, except my second win of the series. I had those. I had the wild and the reverses, but other than that, like the first game win that I won, I drew that +4, and everything else kind of fell into place. But like these other 2s, I've started with nothing but straight number cards. So the option of using the power play in game 6 is probably my best shot, because I would rather go into game 7 even than go into game 7 or lose it in game 6, not knowing I had that power play in the back pocket.
We'll go to JT. I mean, this is an interesting series here, Jay. We've only seen quick games. We've only seen, as I said, a total of 8 combined self-drawn cards. It's been pretty lethal in terms of pace. Where do you think Rogers is going to try to go here to ice out G a little bit and get him off his rhythm? Because he does have that power play in his back pocket, as well as with a little bit more momentum, maybe. Now, I'm not saying much, a little bit more momentum, maybe, on just the fact that he's had pretty good +4 control tonight compared to maybe G's +2s.
Oh, totally, yeah. And Rogers, of course, he pointed out that +2 difference. I mean, G-Man's just been getting him, like, basically handed to him on a silver platter from what the stats show. But no, I mean, it's game 6. I mean, Austin, it is his homestand, and he does have that power play to spare. Although, I mean, he's got to act now, or he's not going to get to act, at all. And G's going to, escape with this series win. So, of course, Austin, I mean, it can be good to have that pressure put upon you. I mean, some players are good under pressure, and they thrive for that. They shine in that. Rogers, he knows it's time to pretty much put up or shut up hill, trying to do something that we haven't seen him do yet, possibly this series. We'll have to see what he ends up doing.
All right, well, game 6, Rogers' last home game, no matter what, buddy. It's going to be no 8 and no 7. What do we got here for this big pivotal Well, we're going to go gambling. We're going to go no sender. 5 cards.
Let's go gambling!
Here we go. Big moment here for Ryan. He's going to go all in right here. Chips on the table. Big moment here, Jay. He's going to risk it all.
Yes, he is.
Well, that's a great start to risk it all if he can potentially execute on it. Let's see. That's what you want. You want those action card starts on a 5 or 6 to really set the tone. But he won't do anything special there. No power play, remember, on the first turn, so that's something to keep in mind.
Yeah, definitely
Here
too
comes
early in my book to use it for sure.
Rogers draws. Here comes G now.
Rogers is already dry. G's able
really
to keep
dry.
going.
As G spinning around there. Yeah, sure, go ahead.
Rogers unable to pull any aggression. I was going to talk about how some would like to see more aggression on the low tier with.
That's
you
aggression.
Have no idea what you can
All right,
see from your
all right.
opponent, but now he's going for the wild.
I applaud
That's
him for
aggression.
doing that.
Well,
Found a
now
way.
Rogers, let's see if he's got anything here. You got to think something's going to come here. He's got nothing other than just a blue 0, hoping G doesn't have anything on this potential finisher. Let's see.
He's trying to get the check.
G for the win. Don't make a bad choice, he says.
Oh,
Okay, just a check. Okay.
all right, from the basement up to the ceiling. Rogers wanted the blues. Is he going to be able to keep on rolling? Does he have another special play up his sleeve?
Well, if he's got a special play, that would silence the doubters here. Let's see. Let's see what it'll be for Rogers.
And that power play is off the table now that G is at check.
That's correct. Let's see. +4. That's going to work.
Whoa!
That will do it. That will work it out to where you won't have to worry about no special play there. That's enough just to isolate the game a little. Good choice, says G.
Yeah, he did leave it open.
Oh, really good choice, says G. Is this Rogers for the win?
Oh, he drew it. Drew on the reverse.
Is this a game 7? Rogers for the game 7. No.
Oh, so close. You thought he was just going to reach it.
However, he does put this into a game of now ISO, and we might, maybe, well, I don't want to say hold my breath, and we might get into a plan B. We'll find out. Not so fast just yet. We'll top deck.
Yep. Yeah, that top deck, Aria 1.
Does he have a 1 here?
G continues to draw.
Man, I would have lost my mind if he had the 1 there.
Nah, he can't quite connect it. I mean, still a great move with that +4, ISOing it and keeping this game flowing.
Yeah, I sure would have right there, but we're either boom or the bang with the old Mike Breen there. Either one. Here comes G though, looking to go back into it. Oh my! That is a top deck and a connector and a half there from G, and he puts Rogers back now with 6 extra.
Oh, that's got to be so disheartening for Austin just to being that close. I mean, getting to check a couple times and bam, he's already almost back to 10.
Back to yellow. Now into yellow. Excuse me. So that's a Pandora's opener right there. As we've now used all 4. G gonna run. Here comes Rogers. Rogers still with the power play whenever he wants it. Comes Austin. He's going to go +2, and he uses G's own card. And now we'll tie the game back up 6 apiece.
All right,
G
yeah, nice double play by Rogers getting this tied. There is still life in him left, and G's going to flex onto him with his own Rocky Top 4.
Yes, sir. 5 on 5. We'll find out. Yeah, well, double Rocky. We'll rock top right there.
Yeah, real good ditto on Rogers' own card.
Ooh, but a switch over to red. Rogers dittoing, and it gives G a little bit of an enabler right there.
Yeah, we haven't seen red much this game.
Into
Over
the
to
undercut
captain
to
now.
green. Yep, let's see if G can. Nothing from G. Rogers can run the green. Can he have it? No, it's going to go ISO mode. There we go.
Nope.
But G with a top deck of all time in a red. Wow, how does Rogers cope with that one? Let's see.
From Tapir to captain, back to Tapir again.
Yep, double play there into the Tapir captain there. And Rogers as well. G, double play now. Or Rogers double play, G can respond, tie game, but now Rogers back with the possession arrow. Rogers nothing.
Yep, he's been able to freeze on that red 0 sugar, black cherry 0 sugar.
At www.drinkbeverage.com. Let's see what G's got here, though. We're just going to play it cool. Oh, man, Rogers, does he have anything left in the magic right there? Top decks have been magic. That's a crazy play to the blue. That's when we started earlier. G for check. Is that it for G for the win, or is he going to get a check only?
Oh, he gets to check, man. You think if Rogers... I was expecting him to maybe throw that power play, maybe stop G-Man, maybe stall him a bit, but now he's got to find another solution.
Well, we might have it here. Hold the phone. He goes into yellow.
Whoa.
He's praying it's going to work. Wow.
Oh, great play.
Rogers for check now. Does he have it, or does he have the power play to throw? Let's find out. Hey, Rogers, what does he got? No, just a check. No power play thrown. G content. Here comes Rogers.
Could he seal the deal?
For the game 7. No.
Oh, man.
Did not seal it. Here comes G now. He gets back on. He goes to blue.
Oh, man.
Rogers with a chance now to get this to check. G can't do any power play. What does he got? Power play for... That's going to go to a game 7. That's going to be a game 7.
That might do it.
Great. Yeah, I think that will be a game 7. Here comes Rogers. What? Oh, he gets the call out!
He got the call out! Oh, man. He had that, right in his grasp, but...
Oh, man, Rogers' turn still, though.
Yeah, G was able to just call out that missed Uno.
I mean, that was just... Yeah, I'm not sure about that one, man. That was crazy. You think, right? We saw this with Chomik, too. I think Chomik had said he missed the power, or the call out, too, when Rogers did that move. But here comes Wright. You never know what you get on that top deck. It didn't... What?
Huh. Yeah, maybe a technical difficulty on Rogers' end.
I definitely put my hand on the thing. It just didn't go.
Ooh.
Oh, I got you.
That's okay. He can still work around it. It is still his turn.
That's true. And he gets a blue there. So now G with the chance to, I think, take the lead. Yeah, crazy game.
I would say that lane 7 is what Austin was originally going to end it on.
Very likely, yeah. But we'll see what he got on top deck. Top deck, or the call out deck, I guess.
He could have been looking for number of fish, and he might have taken it as to be too risky to try and still go that direction. That could have come off the call out. Oh my goodness!
He got wild out of it anyway.
Well, that's what we always say about those crazy top. Well, we know he's at check at minimum here, unless he's finished it off. And we see sometimes these call outs backfire, but that was a good call out. That's a clean play to Uno. That's good. Yep. Now, nothing. That's going to be a game 7 no matter what. We get a way around it. It's a workaround.
Either a draw or red 6.
Is this what he needs?
Draw.
Ooh.
Nothing. And G's drawing, so now we're drawing back.
And not able to close it again.
I mean, this is the longest game. Here comes Rogers with a top deck. Let's see. Does he have a topper? I don't think G's had much of a really fighting chance this game. And they'll hold the phone.
Oh, he skipped it.
But
is he going to have to draw? Is he going to leave it open, though?
I think it's a draw.
Unless he's got a blue. There's no way.
I think he's got a 6 left. So I think he's got a 6. I think that's why he power played. Unless he was actually closing on the double blue, but I think he was drawing already.
It's possible. It's possible in the double blue. It's possible. I highly doubt it.
It's possible. I think he was going for the 6, but we'll find out.
Well, right now, all he needs is really he's just looking for that magic Wilder +4. That's really what he's looking for. G's got to just scrap for something, for sure.
He could use a +4 too.
Yeah, he could as well. But if he has that magic, now.
Ooh, this is an epic switch.
Well, this would be
He's
check
there
right
too,
here.
though.
This would be a.
Oh,
wait a minute,
what?
They're playing this ISO. I don't know what they have here. Has to be yellow, right?
Professor Reeds is having trouble over here, guys. Breaking news.
Yeah.
Well, because they drew on every color, man. That's the thing. I don't know what they're. This is very odd.
I think they're just trying to play. I think they're playing a.
Playing luck. They're playing luck. That's what
they're playing cautiously. They're playing cautious. I was trying to come up with the word cautious for a minute.
This is not cautiously.
All right. Oh, we drew it though.
Yeah, that's living dangerously more than cautiously. This is something.
He isn't running through the door. He ain't Peter on Jack earlier.
Well, I was on the reverses though.
You don't run through no door.
Sometimes you run through the door if you have the delta, but very interesting game here for sure. Here comes G. Taking his time here.
Yep, Rogers giving them that opportunity. As this is a tie game now.
Oh man, G with a little heat check to triple play, but opens up blue. What does Rogers have on the blue? Like I said, they've been through every draw city, so you don't know what it's got to be a save play. You have to think about it here. Let's see what Rogers have. He'll play cool. A little test. G for the check, or is it going to be just a get it out a moment? Rogers just plays it clean. You got to think here at any moment, JT, though, you got to think about this. At a certain point, the switching can go on and on you want. There's going to be a point where just a top deck or something in the back end of starter hand can finish the deal. I think that's what G and Rogers going to think about this one. G's thinking this one.
So, yep, you sit down in that thinking chair and think. He's now check again.
Well, there's nothing you can do here. It's just straight mano a mano. Does Rogers have anything saved here? It goes to green. That's a huge play.
That's aggressive.
Is that too aggressive? No, it's clean. Wow.
Clean as a whistle move by Rogers.
No, it is ISO, yep. Top decks now. You play for the top decks. Really all you got. Who's going to top deck crazy right here?
Yeah, you still can't help but, think of that, call out. Like, if G ends up winning this thing, like, I would point out to that moment, being pivotal.
Oh, no, 100,000%. You got to look at this from, if he doesn't make that, we're going to a guaranteed G7. That change of scenery just, man, it's changed the whole course. But now it's top deck, and we're going to have a resetter here as we go into yellow.
Yep, over into Grim.
Yep, into Grim now.
Oh, another wild switch.
Yeah, we're risky whiskey, as I call it here. Down at 3 for Rogers, down at 2 for G. Here comes Rogers again. We've been at Uno and check in it feels like the last 2 minutes, a heartbeat moment here. Let's see. Here comes Rogers. This has been look at that. This one game along has topped the longest of the series. That is crazy. That just shows you one mistake can backtrack. Here comes Rogers, though. What does he got? Just going to go into a draw reverse action. Here comes G for the win. Or is it check again?
Yeah, you better hope he doesn't have a reverse connector. Maybe could connect to the color he wants and puts this one home.
G looking to get this home. Let's see. Or is it just going to be another case of checks and battles? That's it. G +4 bail. It's over.
Whoa! There you have it.
Well, I think you nailed it on the head, Jay. That mistake on that power play we talk about all the time. That was it. I mean, I'll go to Austin there. I mean, man, you had everything right. You did everything right. Just a mistake on the wild. What's your thoughts on what happened right there, man?
Honestly, I didn't think he could top anything. So I thought that I had free reign to do what I wanted. So that's the rule error on my end. I thought he couldn't do nothing. I thought he couldn't do call out. I thought he couldn't do nothing but draw. So I think that was a mess up on my end. Because I had a blue wild, or I had a wild, so I was going to win the game no matter what. So I thought it was. I thought the rule was once I do Uno PP, he couldn't do nothing but draw. So that's my fault on the games. So
yeah, I mean you're right on that. He can't do anything, but at the same time,
if he can't do anything, how can he call out though?
Yeah, you can't do anything except that. That's the one thing you can't do.
That's what I'm saying. So, but what I was told is you couldn't do anything. So I was like, oh, since he can't do nothing, then he can't call out. All
I
he
mean,
can do is draw.
Yeah, you can't make
That's
a
what I thought
play.
the rule was.
Yeah, he can't play a card. He can call out though.
That's the
I
only
know,
thing
but
you
that's
can
what
do.
I'm saying was what I was told though.
Yeah.
Whenever the PP was, so but I'm just saying that was a misunderstanding. That's just not.
Yeah.
I'm not saying it's nobody's fault. I'm just saying that's
Yeah.
how I understood it.
Yeah,
I got
I'll
you.
give you a word of advice though.
Go ahead.
You can on a power play, and this isn't well known, but on a power play, you can chain the last two cards together. That's something we realized is possible. So you can, even though it's not like an ammo chain, like a +2 into a number, if it's like two numbers, you can just put that into one message. So
That's
food for
good, but
thought
I
there.
just like I
But I mean,
said,
it happens. It happens.
from my understanding, like I totally would have played the I did hit the exclamation point, which as I think about it, wouldn't have registered anyways, because I didn't do the two what's it called? But from my understanding, I totally thought that you couldn't message at all. So that was just my fault at all. That's my fault.
Well, honest to God, you got lucky because I remember because I looked back at that game with Chomik and no, you were right. He just didn't call you. he just was sleeping.
He just didn't do it. Like some people aren't. Some people will be more. Some people may give up. I mean, some people are more quick on the call outs than others. So.
Well, I'm just saying that, like, for future reference, I think that a power play means that you take full advantage and you can't, that, like, you have no lifeline. So I would think that once you do that, they shouldn't be able to do anything. So that was, you know what I'm saying?
We'll talk about that post game, man. No problem. We'll keep it going. Gee, I mean that was a weird series, man. The first 5 games felt Plan A, right? That's all we had. Plan A, a little bit of Plan B in Game 2. Basically half the series was that last game, and it probably shouldn't have been, right? Thoughts on just that surviving that last game? I don't really have much of a question because you really just I was lost. I couldn't even get a read because you were drawing on this. You drew on every color after you played, so I didn't know what the plan was. I'm gonna have to dive into that one. What was the plan right there?
I mean, at points there was no plan because my cards were all over the place. So I was just going head first with whatever goes there. There were a few things I held on to because I thought it could have been useful for later. I had a blue skip for a while that I held on to because I thought it could have been useful later down the line. It did end up being useful, where I was able to switch out of green, but oh my god, the amount of 50-50s I lost in that game alone was like I was starting to like verbally get annoyed. Because there were so many times where I needed one or the other, or I just picked wrong. Like sometimes it's like the odds were so low of the possibility of happening, and then the possibility, like I mentioned it before when you were talking with Rogers. The blue 4 I had a choice between blue 4 and blue 8. I once again used the card history tab. There was literally only one card that could have stopped me, besides the wilds, of course. Literally only one card that could have stopped me in that, and it was the card Rogers had. So that was not very fun. That really threw me out of a loop for a bit. But I did manage to find a +4 in the end. So after Rogers played the green 7 and I had the yellow, I was hoping for a switch of some sort, and I got it. So then at that point, it was just kind of easy goings, and
I didn't draw.
That was about it. Although the long type with the reverse had me a little concerned.
Go ahead, Ryan. I'm sorry, man. Go ahead.
I didn't draw a single card that wasn't a +2 or a number card that whole time after that call out.
After the call out, you didn't draw a single +2. Wait a minute.
Unless I pulled something that I was just not thinking about. But man, I was like, dang, I ain't getting nothing.
You pull a red skip, right? No.
Oh, I did score a skip. You're right.
What about that green +2 door opener? Was that just saved in the back pocket?
Yeah.
I got you.
Was that me? Okay.
No, Rogers.
No, Roger. No, okay. No, I was thinking.
You talking about early in the game?
I might have thinking, but
I'll just do that. That's probably easier. Here. You remember that?
No. I remember that.
Yeah.
I just found it. Yeah.
Okay. Very, very weird series. I mean, we'll go back to Rogers. So, thoughts on playing Nam, man? It's going to be probably a high octane fight. Back in the Sweet 16, as we said, T4. What was it? 23. It's been a long time. Long time.
Oh my god, that's gonna be like your favorite match of the entire round. It's me, co-host of Wildcard, and Nam, the young prodigy that you're very high on. So that's
Well,
the ages, and I know you're gonna be excited to watch that one. But we'll see what happens. I've kind of just been rolling through this bracket. I mean, I will say, okay. I've kind of just been rolling through this bracket. I've had a different mentality this season compared to last season. I think that is kind of giving some more success with that in general. Not to say had a bad mentality last season, but I think there were parts of it that kind of dragged me down a bit, especially with the first season of D2. And I think this new mentality now, even when there's still sometimes issues with D2, it's still getting better. But there's, of course, it's not going to be perfect. But even when there is issues, it's not going to drag me down. But yeah, if I won Game 6 on a Plan A, I honestly wouldn't have been that pleased with the win because it's like I never like winning on Plan A, even though it's like the easier route. That's just not fun. So I wish this series had a little bit less of that. But besides that, very tense Game 6. I don't know if I would say that was 100% in my hands, but I was feeling the pressure a lot of that because you know how these Game 6s feel like Game 7s for me sometimes. But got the win, got redemption. That's another person on the list that I have to have a rubber match with at some point. So maybe next season, 2025 T2, me and Rogers go at it one more time to determine the series. I still have to play Clay in Tournament 5. Maybe that'll happen this season, but yeah, we'll see what happens. And I'm glad to make it back to the Sweet 16 for the first time in a very long time. And now at this point, hoping to make it back to the regional finals.
Appreciate that, G. We'll go to Shade T. We'll get him out of here. I know he's got to go. Jay, final thoughts on this game, then, man. I know you got to get going soon.
Oh, of course, yeah. I mean, yeah, way to go. I mean, G-Man just being able to get to a place where he's been longing to get back to for a long time. And we saw the first 5 games. I mean, a lot of it was Plan A based, like G was talking about. I mean, G and Austin, they were able to each get a couple Plan A wins, there a little bit. But that Game 6, there were so many turning points. I mean that call out, being that one, pivotal moment. But of course, I mean, we talked about Plan A, but then that entire 6th game, I mean, it was nothing but Plan B and C. So, like, both players were kind of out of the zone a bit, just trying to grasp for straws and trying to get whatever good move they can find. But thankfully, G had that magic at the very end. He was able to make that connection, and he's going to be moving on. I mean, still fair play to Rogers, though. I mean, he did do a good job as well. I mean, if it'll be another thing of what could have been. That he'll sadly come up short here. I mean, but look forward to him being strong in May when he comes back. Looking forward to seeing how G-Man does against Nam. That should be fun to see.
Yeah, it will be a fun one to see. We'll go into the unless Short has anything to
add. Yeah, I mean, if you're Rogers, I feel for you. It's a tough one, but you live and learn, and there's still plenty of season left for you. And we always talk about building the platform, right, Kay? And Rogers did a big thing and beat Chomik. That's the first step, and it's still a lot of season for him. So he'll be back. He'll be here, and see what he does in T3. But congrats to G. It seems like he's back. I think he's back. We'll see what happens next round against Nam. Should be fun.
Yeah, I'll be that. Well, that's gonna be the true test for sure. Nam versus G. A lot of hype will be going for that one. It'll be G on the road, Nam back at home after the big 4-3 win. That's gonna be a fun one. And then that's pretty much gonna do it for that pod. We'll go into tomorrow's schedule. That's crazy to say. Round's over in 2 days, but here we go. We're gonna start off with the only stream. Finally, the world champ is back. Ashley versus Seth. After her DQ win on H, we wish H the best. Unfortunately, couldn't get the schedule. Who knows how it's going to be. And then, probably the most interesting man out here still left on the 2 line, Lane Sanders. He's a polarizing figure, and I think for Lane, big opportunity central with a lot of big guys falling out of that 4 or 5 win club, 6 win club. If he can get to that 5th win, starts to get the breakaway. And then more opportunity with Carson and Andy, both guys. Well, Carson, of course, Mr. Sneaky, right? Very sneaky with it. And then Andy had a big win over Lamas in that crazy Game 6 power play where Lamas had it, but then he couldn't get it going on Game 7. That'll be the 8:30 classic half hours in between. We'll go in there. It's been a top 3 type of game, though. Top 3 type of series for the fast pace for sure. As we move on into tomorrow's action. For JT and Not Sure, appreciate them coming out for our 2 players, Rogers and G. Put on a great show. Thank you so much, guys. We will see you back here tomorrow around 5 o'clock Eastern with my main man, Seth Cole, and the world champ, Ashley, going to do some business on the old red and green wild cards in Tire 32. Until then, we'll see you tomorrow at 5 o'clock. This has been a presentation of MRE Ura, Division 1.